Yesterday, today, tomorrow. Which word is past? Yesterday is past. Em português, ontem é passado. One more question for you. I worked yesterday. I work today. I will work tomorrow. Which sentence is past? I worked yesterday is past. Em português, eu trabalhei ontem é passado. This video lesson is about the past simple. Let's study the past simple. Vamos estudar o passado simples. Work is present. Trabalho é presente. Worked is past. Trabalhei é passado. Repeat after me, please. Work, worked. Here's another example. Anna lives in Brazil now. Anna lives in Brazil now is present. The verb lives is present. Em português, Ana mora no Brasil agora é presente. O verbo lives é presente. Anna lived in Australia in 2010 is past. The verb lived is past. Ana morou ou morava na Austrália em 2010 é passado. Agora o verbo lived é passado. Work and live are regular verbs. Work e live são verbos regulares. We use ed or d for the past of regular verbs. Nós usamos a terminação ed ou d para formar o passado dos verbos regulares. Worked, lived. Now let's study more regular verbs. Show is present. Showed is past. Show é presente e o passado showed. You remember the meaning of the verb show in Portuguese? Show means mostrar. Another example. Fill is present. Filled is past. Return is present. Returned is past. Play is present. The past is played. Love is present. Loved is past. Ask is present. Asked is past. Stop, stopped. Stop, stopped. Carry, carried. Start, started. Want, wanted. Prefer, preferred. And study, studied. These are some regular verbs. But pay attention to stopped, preferred, played, carried, and studied. They have different spellings, unique spellings. Let's study each one of them. The first is stop. Stop has the sequence CVC. Do you remember CVC? What does CVC stand for? Consonant, vowel, consonant. O verbo stop tem a sequência de letras CVC, ou seja, consoante, vogal, consoante. T is consonant, O is vowel, and P is consonant. When the verb has the sequence CVC, we double the last consonant. We double P and ED. So in general, CVC, double consonant. When the verb has the sequence CVC, we double the last consonant. Em português, quando o verbo termina com a sequência CVC, consoante, vogal, consoante, nós dobramos a última consoante. No caso do verbo stop, dobramos a última consoante P. Stopped. Another verb is prefer. 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 Fer is the last syllable and is stressed, and is also CVC. F is consonant, E is vowel, and R is consonant. When the last syllable is stressed and CVC, we also double the last consonant. We double R and ED. So in general, when the last syllable is stressed and CVC, we double the last consonant. Em português, quando a última sílaba do verbo é tônica, tem um som mais forte, e também tem a sequência CVC, consoante, vogal, consoante, nós dobramos a última consoante. No caso do verbo prefer, é a consoante R, e depois adicionamos a terminação ED. Here's another example. Carry. The last letter of the verb carry is Y. So we replace Y with I and ED. In general, when the verb ends with the letter Y, IED replaces Y. Em português, quando o verbo termina com a letra Y, a terminação IED substitui a letra Y. Carried. But how about the verb play? Watch out, students. The verb play is an exception. The verb play ends with the letter Y. But we use ED. Played. We do not use IED. We use ED because the verb play ends with Y, but there is a vowel before Y. So in general, the verb play is an exception because there is a vowel before the letter Y, so we use the termination ED. Played. Em português, o verbo play é uma exceção à regra, porque antes do Y existe uma vogal. Nesses casos, nós usamos apenas a terminação ED. Quando o verbo termina com a letra Y, mas antes tem uma vogal, nós usamos a terminação ED. Played. So here are the regular verbs you've just studied. Let's repeat them, please. Showed, filled, returned, played, loved, asked, stopped, carried, started, wanted, preferred, studied. Great, students. You've just studied regular verbs in the past. But it's not the end yet, because there is another group of verbs in the past, the irregular verbs. Here's an example of an irregular verb. Begin is present, but the past is began. Begin, began. Em português, begin é o presente, mas o passado desse verbo é began. Another example. Fall is present, but the past is fell. Buy, present, bought, past. Think. present, thought, past. Find, present, found, past. We don't use the termination ed for irregular verbs. Irregular verbs have different irregular terminations. Em português, nós não usamos a terminação ed para os verbos irregulares em inglês, porque os verbos regulares possuem uma terminação irregular, diferente. Begin, began, fall, fell, buy, bought, think, thought, find, found. Repeat. Begin, began. Fall, fell. Buy, bought. Think, thought. Find, found. Here's another list of irregular verbs. Go is present. The past is went. Do, present. Did, past. Have, present. Had, past. Eat, present. Ate, past. Drink, present. Drank, past. Repeat, please. Go, went. Do, did. Have, had. Eat, ate. Drink, drank. Great! You've just studied the regular and irregular verbs in the past. Regular verbs use the termination ed for the past, but irregular verbs don't use the termination ed. Now let's have a look at the past simple with all the pronouns. For example, I worked, you worked, we worked, they worked, he worked, she worked, he worked. As you can see, the verb has the same form for all the pronouns. We do not change the verb for he, she, it. We use the same verb form for all the pronouns in the past simple. Em português, no passado simples, o verbo ele mantém a mesma forma para todos os pronomes. Portanto, o verbo não muda quando o pronome é he, she ou it. Now let's check if you understood. Complete the sentence, please. Sentence number 1, she, blah 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 blah, to school every day. Sentence number 2, she, blah blah blah, to school last week. What's the answer? What's the verb in number 1? Number 1, she goes to school every day. Present simple. The verb goes is present simple. Em português, ela vai para a escola todo dia. É o presente simples. Olha como o verbo muda por causa do pronome she. She goes. And the verb in number 2. She went to school last week. It's past simple. Em português, ela foi para a escola na semana passada. É o passado simples. Nós usamos o passado went porque o verbo go é irregular e, claro, não muda de acordo com a pessoa. Congratulations, students. You got it right. Do you have any questions? If you do, raise your hand. Okay, let's do more exercises. Click the button next below. Good luck!